In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we used UPS for a poor man's covered call. We're going to profit some $1,070 in premium alone for this trade. We could possibly make $3,200 if our shares are taken. Look, it's all about the entry. Did you get the correct entry on UPS? We did. Stick around. I know you're going to like this one. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time for another red hot cover call video. Well, hey, look, we're back behind the mic fired up because we have been actually trading, knocking it down in this stock market. I just finished my May and we absolutely are knocking it down with using $625,000. We made $41,818 or 6.6%. Cash on cash. We did 41 trades, and I'll tell you what, we didn't have a loser. You see these losing trades? What that means is we buy back an option for which we are going to lose money on the near-term covered call, but then we sell the shares for a profit. We have not had a losing trade of significance really since January when I had to take that hit on UPS when, quite frankly, I lost 16K. But we're still knocking down 19,000 for January. Can you believe that? We are now rocking where every single month seems to be 30K plus. My projections for the rest of the year is 20,000 a month. If I could just make 20,000 a month the rest of the way, man, we are absolutely going to have a phenomenal year. We've already broken every record. You could see back last year, 15,300. And to be honest, look at 2022, the year of the pandemic, knocking down $15,267. You know, that answers a lot of questions for some of you. Well, do you remember when the stock market lost 50% in 2022? Well, we knocked it down, making over $109,000 in 2020. I'll tell you what, we stay the course. It's very simple here. We write covered calls, we sell cash secure puts. Now, anybody can do that, right? Here's the difference. And this is why, if you wanted to be a part of my membership, you absolutely need to sign up. Because what we have here at the membership is different than anything else. And I'm going to tell you what that is right now, because I'm going to show you with the UPS trade why you want to be a member. So go to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard, get your 1 free month offer. Go to cptdashboard.com, click Upgraded Dashboard. Now, with that said, we're going to talk about great entry points because that's what I have learned over the years. We want to have great entry points. And with my recent UPS poor man's covered call trade, great entry points helps us have the most favorable chance for a favorable outcome. How many times can I say favorable? See, that's what I love when we put together trades for the members, because what I do is I put in the homework. And when I put in the homework, that usually means I'm going to do the trade. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened here. Went ahead, was dialing up a poor man's covered call. Sure enough, love the entry point for UPS. And it is simple to read. We're going to talk about why I believe this is a great entry point for UPS, just like the video I sent to the members. Members get exclusive videos, and I'll tell you what, you absolutely want to watch that video right there. Why we picked UPS at this moment when it's absolutely getting ripped, that makes for a great entry. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to turn it over to him. I'm going to let him explain to the members exactly why we want to get involved with UPS now using the poor man's covered call. So what you're about to hear is a members-only video on why we want to get involved with UPS now and why we believe this is a favorable spot and could absolutely knock it down with another poor man's covered call winning trade. Enjoy, because I know you're going to like this. Hey, welcome back everyone. It is time to talk about UPS again, and I'll tell you, this stock cannot get out of its own way. We're talking about the poor man's covered call. I'm going to show you why I've decided probably put skin in the game for a poor man's covered call trade. A couple things have happened with UPS over the past 6 months. It's ridiculous how they cannot get out of the way from everything from the contract they signed with the Teamsters to earnings to the investors conference when they came out and said that things weren't that good. Yet they come out after earnings saying things are good, and then they sell $2 billion worth of debt. And to be honest with you, I'm not even sure where they sold that debt. Chances are when the stock falls from 46, where I thought was one of those trading ranges that we could bank on, they come out with that news. And I'm guessing they sold the debt in and around $136 a share. So you could see the dividend has passed. The RSI is sitting at 27. So this thing is literally oversold. Are there buyers? And right now, there's absolutely no buyers. You could see they are doing nothing but sell this thing off. Now, with that said, the selling seems to be getting tired right now. So I'm thinking if I want to get involved with UPS in and around this 140 number, now seems to be the place that I need to get involved. You know, I would have traded it in and around 146, and it proved to be a good trade. That's a good 2-month trade there. But when they keep coming out with this news that is just backbreaking, what are you going to do? I mean, at some point, 135, 136 has to be the bottom. Now, I'm not saying it's the bottom. I don't know if it's the bottom. But if I'm going to stick it in, I'm going to have to at some point. And you can clearly see the PE ratio here is still 20. And Wall Street might still think it's overvalued. But in terms of the stock, its RSI is sitting at about 27. So some would say this is more oversold than overbought. I would say it's probably fair value. You know, the dividend is always one that Wall Street comes back to. So the question is, can we do a trade with UPS right now? And my take is we definitely can. We want to get in low because we do not want to find ourselves up here and then it tails off. So at 130, 135, 88, man, you would think there's not much more meat on this bone, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at what our poor man's cover call setup would be. And I'm looking right now at the 75 delta. And the reason I'm picking the 75 delta is this. If I believe the stock is near a bottom, we can do one of two things. We can go out and buy that 95 delta leap. We can get that 95% move in the stock as it moves higher. And I love that. I use that all the time. But when a stock is near the bottom, now I've done this with Chevron, I've done this with Coinbase, I've done this with others, where the stock is literally trading some $10 above where I'm going to buy at 125. Now, the reason I do this trade is largely because of the money I'm going to have to invest. I'm only going to have to invest what looks to be, if I wanted to do 10 contracts, that would be $15,000. So I can do 10 contracts here, buying this 75 Delta Leap, where 100 shares would cost me $13,500. Now you could see that the cash on cash percentage gain is ridiculous here, and it's largely because we're talking UPS where you can still get a decent premium. I did a couple things here. One, I dialed up the expected stock move calculator. And the expected stock move calculator has the stock going to about 144 in this time frame. I'm thinking, okay, well, I don't need 144. 142 with a $1.44 paid would be a $6 move. I would make 9% in premium alone on this trade, and that's 23 days. And if I'm stuck holding this position, meaning UPS continues to fall, I'm going to trade it. Obviously, I'm going to trade it. What we're going to do is hope that our shares are taken away, because at that point, this will be a 38% cash on cash trade. Now again, the preferred method is to buy the 95 Delta Leap, but I want to buy that 95 Delta Leap when we're using stocks that just rocket higher so fast you can't catch up with them, because I want that 95% move of a $1 move. Now, in the case of UPS, I don't think this thing rockets back to 144 anytime soon. And I think by the time June 21st comes, it may be trading in and around 140, 141. And there I want to plant my flag for a 142 strike, have my shares taken away, we make max profit. So I do this trade for a couple reasons. Number one, I think UPS has just been kicked so badly. Wall Street right now is valuing it in and around 136. So this is a great spot for me to plant my flag, buy my Leaps call option. Now I'm going to buy the October Leaps call option because I want a couple months here. We're talking June, July, August, September, October. That's 5 months that I could wiggle around in this trade. If I believe 135 is near a bottom, that's good because I can work covered calls, and hopefully after about the second or third covered call, I might be able to get out of the trade with the stock trading in and around 135.90. I'm going to go ahead and pick that 75 Delta Leap, largely because I just think it's near a low. And if the stock were to get up and start moving higher, my Delta is 75%, but I think that it'll move based on the expected stock move, and it may get to 142, which would be my strike in this trade for 23 days. I have my shares taken away, and we can wash our hands of it and move on. I like the fact that it's a nice little 9% premium trade where I would collect 9% just in premium. I think I'm going to go ahead and do this largely because I just believe UPS might be near a bottom and we can collect some 9% in premium for this 23 days. Now, where this trade goes from here, I'm not sure. I'm going to say it's trading more lower than higher because that RSI is 27. In and around 20 is when Wall Street really comes back. And I'll tell you, it has a huge dividend. So at some point, Wall Street's going to come back. Hell, they even came back to 3M when it was trading at 91 and pushed it above 105 bucks. So at some point, Wall Street comes back to great legacy stocks. UPS has tripped all over itself. The bad news seems to be everywhere. Wall Street can sit back and really take a look. I think I'm going to plant my flag right here. This is going to be the poor man's cover call that I do. So I don't know if you agree with that, but that's my thinking. Now, what's important here is to understand I'm buying that 75 Delta Leap. And the reason I'm buying it is because even if UPS got some good news, I just don't see it getting on its horse and rallying 40 points like an SMCI or a coin would do, which would mean my Leaps would trail it by 75%, putting me in trouble. I believe this thing will trade based on its IV, and hopefully it just moves a little bit higher, gets to that 142 mark, and we can get out of this trade. Of course, I'll manage it, but I wanted to share my thoughts with you. Hey, look, be safe, be healthy, most important, be lucky. Until next time, may all your covered calls be profitable.